today we are very busy. We are going to go 2 miles on the dinghy to do all of our grocery shopping, and it's pretty dang windy and rough today, so that'll be an adventure in itself. The other thing we're doing is trying to figure out exactly when we need to leave based on the weather.
Where are we going?
We're going to Florida.
If we haven't told you guys already, we're doing the Salty Dog Rally from USVI's straight back to Florida. It's about 1,100 miles to Lake Worth Inlet. And yeah, we're doing it in one shot, double-handed, triple-handed. Well, she has
a lot of hands.
No thumbs, though.
But they've been giving us a lot of really good weather updates. Now is just making the decision on whether we're going to leave Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. He's giving us like long range forecasts, so he tells us we need to be in by a certain date. We need to be past Turks and Caicos by a certain date, all in order to avoid some kind of nasty storm. So let's talk about our route.
When we have wind, we sail pretty fast when we have some good wind, and this is an easy route. We're going downwind. We don't have to beat into it, which is amazing, but you do need a little more wind when you go downwind to be able to keep your speed up. The balance for us is that it's kind of a long shot to be able to go those 7 days with having like perfect wind the whole time. So we're probably gonna have to motor somewhere in there, and we don't want to motor that much at all. We only have like a 400-mile range or so with fuel, the fuel we carry on board. And
30-year-old engines who could act up at any point, which is kind of scary.
Even though I rebuilt one.
They're still old.
Yeah, they are. So we really we're trying to pick our day so that we have the best chance of having decent wind the whole entire time. And the other good thing that's in our favor is that we're going to have a current like most of the way. When we take off here and head west, we'll have a westerly current, just kind of it's like a trade wind driven current. And then as we approach Florida, we will have the Gulf Stream, which will really send us up north pretty good.
So we are here, and we're gonna go. We have to watch out for these banks because apparently they're not super accurately marked on the chart, so they said at least stay 5 miles south of where they're marked here. So we're gonna go on the north side of Puerto Rico, the north side of Dominican Republic, Haiti.
But the reason we have to watch out for these banks, it's not like they're shallow enough to hit.
This one is.
To run aground. Which one? This one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, besides hitting bottom here, one of the biggest things, especially in like the deeper part of the banks, is just that it's 30 feet deep, but it goes up from 10,000 feet to 30 feet. So any swell or currents out in the open ocean come up to that bank. They just make it a really rough area to be. So you just don't want to.
Nasty.
Yeah, it can be really nasty.
Do not want to be there. So north side of Puerto Rico, north side of Dominican Republic, and obviously we're staying south of Bahamas and Turks and Caicos. And then from here, we're going to be right on the north side of Cuba. And there's a channel in here that actually goes within 12 miles, so within international waters of Cuba. But it's an international shipping channel, so we can be in there. And then we'll take this old Bahama channel all the way over here. Then we have this other bank right here that we have to worry about. Sal and all of this stuff. So we would ideally like to go on this side, east side of Sal Bank, because that is a faster route back to Florida.
So like up in here, right?
Yeah. However, those are Bahamian waters, and right now we're technically not allowed to be within them, but we have filed for an exemption with the Bahamian government, and hopefully we will hear back about that soon. Again, Salty Dog Rally making all of that extremely, extremely simple, and they're doing all the hard work for us, which is awesome. And then we'll hop into the Gulf Stream and head Lake Worth. Are you ready for this? Come on. Cool.
So I climbed up the rig the other day just to check everything out, make sure all our rigging and everything is good. There's no chafe on the standing rigging. all the fittings are good. Just make sure there's nothing alarming up there. We put on a new VHF antenna and cable running down the mast. We fed through a new cable because that old one was getting chafed on the top fit where it enters the mast up there, and took care of that problem. And Tiara cleaned the bottom. Probably do one more little touch up on that if that's alright, just to make sure it's perfectly smooth and we got maximum speed.
But we're not only going grocery shopping, I'm also preparing all of our dinners ahead of time so I don't have to worry about cooking when we're offshore. Because I will get seasick if I have to do that.
And we already fueled up everything. We have fuel for the big boat, we have some fuel for the dinghy, and just in case we need to use that dinghy anywhere, and fuel for the generator to run the water maker. So we're all set in that department, and yeah, we're pretty much ready to go. Just get food and make food, and that's it. We're excited. Are you nervous? Why are you nervous?
I'm nervous because of thunderstorms, which are pretty prevalent right now. We have some friends in the Bahamas, so I'm watching like all of their posts of these huge storms come in and anchors dragging and all this stuff. And I know Florida thunderstorms. I know they can be scary, especially this time of year.
It's May now, and it's getting into a little bit later season for cold fronts to be coming down, but there are some later season cold fronts coming through right now, and those are low pressure systems. The cold front's just on the front side of those low pressure systems, and that's where all the storms are. It's like just a big band of storms, and we have two that we're kind of looking out at, two relatively mild low pressure systems that we're keeping an eye on. Well, Chris Parker is, and he's kind of advising us. He's like the weather router guy. He's like looking at the weather and diagnosing it, and then just kind of giving the whole fleet advice on what they should do, when they should leave, which route we should take, and blah blah blah. So that's kind of what we're navigating here, as well as having good wind conditions. So it's looking like now we're leaving on Monday or Tuesday, and we'll be back in Palm Beach in about a week from then. So I think we might have like one day where we have to motor, and if everything else goes well, we shouldn't have to motor much outside of that.
Are you concerned about anything?
No. I mean, it's going to be easy sailing. It's going to be...
Stop saying that.
Just our watches back and forth. We used to do 3 hours on, 3 hours off when we went offshore. We've only been offshore for like 3 days at once. But this will be
4 days, 3 nights.
4 days, 3 nights. So this will be the longer one that we've ever done, 7 days. But we're going to do longer watches. We're going to do like 5 hours on, 5 hours off, and see how that goes. I think that'll be a little better for us, getting a little bit of a bigger chunk of sleep when we're off watch. And then the only other thing that I really am a little bit concerned about is just like the fronts coming through and just managing, just any storms we might have with those fronts. But like I said, they're probably going to be relatively mild for this time of the year, so it shouldn't be too bad.
And you like don't get nervous at all. I get nervous. And my fear is getting scared and having to bother Billy when I know he needs sleep in order to do what he's got to do.
You can wake me up. You'll be fine. Let's go, get some food?
For breakfast, I have it written out that we will be eating bagels, cereal, granola, hard-boiled eggs. For lunch, we got some PB&Js, cheese and crackers, protein bars, tuna fish salads, egg salad, I'm going to add that. Snacks, apples, bananas, chips and salsa, trail mix, dinner. So this can all be kind of done on the go besides I'll boil the eggs. But I'm going to make all these today. Enchiladas, ziti, chicken parm casserole, broccoli and rice, and chicken casserole and meatloaf. So after I wrote that down, then I wrote all the ingredients for everything down. This will be today's project. Finding it all in a grocery store. Okay, we have our list, we have our bags, and we are going on a very wet dinghy ride. We're gonna give Bo a ride so he'll come with us. All we have to do is put Jetty away and we are off.
How do we do?
Pretty good. I think we're stocked up for at least 10 days. So we have our whole trip, and then the days leading up if the weather changes and we have to wait, and then a couple days there so we don't have to go to the store right when we get back.
And we already have some stuff in the boat, some canned stuff and soups and stuff like that. So we're good for at least 2 weeks if we have to be. A little bit of a load here. It's only like half a mile down to the dinghy, so not too bad. How you doing?
Okay, so far I have meatloaf done, chicken enchiladas done, and we are boiling eggs that will be used for egg salad as well as hard-boiled eggs for breakfast.
How many eggs are you boiling?
9. What are you doing?
I'm editing a video. How's that grocery store? Groceries they're kind of a lot more expensive here than they've been in like St. Martin and especially the French countries. It's crazy here in St. John's, like $450 for a few bags. I mean, we got a good amount of stuff, but pretty expensive.
We got enough to last us at least 10 days, so I think that's pretty good. I mean, compared to, we're in an island destination vacation spot, so it's expensive, but we knew that.
I think there are some cheaper grocery stores on St. Thomas, but it's just, yeah, the ease of getting to the one here in St. John, we might as well just, it was worth it.
Okay, next up, chicken parmesan casserole and chicken broccoli rice casserole, and I think that's about it.
Where will you go? Won't you miss the ones you know? I'll be here hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time as a wave passing by, leave a mark in our minds to turn to memories. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're.
What you got going on there?
We're making conch stew tonight. Conch curry stew, kind of. We have a different kind of curry, by the way. It's masala. We usually use like normal, like turmeric, yellow curry, but tonight's masala, and I put some turmeric in with it. Look at Jetty. Jetty wants some. You want some conch? I don't think you'll eat it though. The only thing Jetty eats raw is tuna. She'll eat lobster, but you have to, like, even cook lobster, you have to put a little butter on it, and then she'll eat it. There's no way she's eating that. You want it? Wait, you want it? Yeah. So I have some vegetables and stuff simmering in coconut oil and curry, and I'm just gonna tenderize the conch a little bit and get it nice and Kitty didn't like that. So that it's nice and tender, and we'll let it stew for a while, and it'll just be nice and tender when we eat it. So we got all our conch nice and tender, and I cut it into pieces, kind of chunks. I'm just gonna put it into our curry stew mixture here, and basically we have some coconut oil, masala curry. I'll add regular curry, and I have turmeric in there, garlic, carrots, bell peppers, coconut oil, onions, and coconut milk, and I'll add some more coconut milk as well, and then we just have some leftover coconut rice, and that's gonna be it. All right, here we go. It's all done. We got a little bit of coconut rice, and then some of this coconut conch curry on top of it. Ooh, it's gonna be good. There we go. We've been doing curry a lot since we've been in the Caribbean.
Since we've been in Grenada, specifically the Spice Island.
The Spice Island. But we do it different every single time. But pretty much it starts the same. It's like coconut oil, onions, garlic, curry powder, and then we just add whatever vegetables we have, usually like carrots and peppers and stuff. And then we simmer it with like all that stuff. Sometimes lentils, sometimes chickpeas, sometimes crushed tomatoes. This time conch, but it comes out a little bit different every time, but it's always good.